In today's video, we're going to take a look at the Pocket Lab and some of its features. This is the Pocket Lab case. Here is the little Hot Wheels hot rod attachment, which is just a little cart. When you open up the case, you will see the charging cable, as well as the little Pocket Lab itself. You can see that the axes are marked on the Pocket Lab, X, Y, and Z. Z in this case pointing towards the camera. There's a little switch on top, and there's a little micro USB port. So if you need to charge the Pocket Lab, you can just connect the micro USB and then connect the USB to your computer, and it will charge. The Pocket Lab connects to your phone or to your computer. I suggest your computer through Bluetooth. And so let's take a look at that. So we will open Chrome and go to the pocketlab.com. And then we will go to the app. In the app, we will log in. So we go for login, and we're going to sign in with Google. But we're going to use our Wesleyan account, which is tied to Google. And now we're logged in. Once we are logged in, we go to Trials, and then connect Pocket Lab. So it's trying to connect via Bluetooth. So first of all, make sure that the Bluetooth on your computer is on. Yes, it's on. And connect. To turn on the Pocket Lab, just press the button briefly. It starts flashing. And now we can see that the PL Voyager, the Pocket Lab Voyager, is available to pair. So we pair that. Now you can see the flashing has stopped, and the connecting is almost done. And it's connected. So you can see right now it's showing acceleration as a function of time. And it's actually measuring acceleration in X, Y, and Z directions. But that's information we don't really need at the moment. So let's change what we're plotting. So I go to the gear symbol. Here I can see how much the battery is. It's 91%, that's good. Now I go to this symbol, and this allows me to choose what I'm graphing. Right now it's showing acceleration. I don't particularly want that, so I'll uncheck that. And instead I will select rangefinder. We will also end up using rangefinder velocity, but for right now I'm just going to use rangefinder, and I'll click done. And so now I get live reading of the rangefinder. So the rangefinder is a little bit like radar, sends out a signal, bounces off whatever's in front, comes back, and it uses that time delay to figure out the distance. So right now it's bouncing off the camera probably. So if I flip it over, and now it's bouncing off the table surface, so it's just a few centimeters from the table. But if I lift it up, you can see that the graph starts going up. If I move it down back to the table, the graph goes down. And let's say I go up and down, you can see in the graph that, yeah, it's showing an oscillation. So this is the side that's emitting the signal, so just keep that in mind. All right. What else shall we look at? So one thing we'd like to adjust is how often it sends out a signal, how often it takes readings. So we click on this change rate, and we see that there are a variety of possible data collection rates. So we can go all the way to 50 points a second, which is very fast. It's taking readings 50 times a second. And we can go as slow as 60 seconds per point. So notice how it goes from points per second to seconds per point. Don't get confused by these. So 60 seconds per point means that it only takes one data point every 60 seconds. That's only one reading a minute, which is a bit slow for our purposes. So we're going to start with 20, but use your own judgment as to what reading, what sample rate to choose. If the data is not coming in frequently enough, you can upgrade 25 to 50. If it seems a bit too jagged, it might be because it's taking readings too frequently, so you might take it down to 10 data points a second. All right, we'll click done. If we click on the scale here, we can change units, but right now it's already in meters for position, so that's fine. Right, and so we can say, well, okay, that's a bit jagged. All right, we can say record, and now it's recording the data points, and yeah, you can see the readings change. And I'll press stop. And if I press play, it just replays the readings that it took earlier. Right, you can see that this is just a recording. The actual Pocket Lab isn't moving. So I can press stop. I can highlight a certain portion by clicking and dragging, and it just zooms in on that portion. If I want to get out again, I can just double click and it will zoom out again. All right, and there is some data analysis that can be done here in the web app itself. It tells me the mean, the standard deviation, the range, but we'll be doing a lot of analysis in either Excel or Logger Pro. So we'd like to export this data. So click on Save, and I can upload to Google Drive. I can take a snapshot, but in this case, I'm going to download a .csv file. So it has downloaded the file, and I can open that in Excel. And you can see that, all right, the first column is the date, the second column is the time. Don't need those, I'll delete them. But here we have, now in the first column, we have the time. So 0, 0 0.05, 0.1. So it's taking it every 0.05 seconds, so 20 readings a second. And then here is the actual range finder reading. Now that I have it in Excel, I can import it to Logger Pro, or just manipulate it in Excel, et cetera, et cetera. So that is your quick introduction. Two things I'd like to note. One is that some browsers might not work as well with the Pocket Lab web app because of pop-up blocking and so on. So Chrome is usually a safe choice there. The other is that some settings are only accessible once you have logged in. So if you're not seeing one of the buttons that I showed in this video, make sure that you're logged in using a Wesleyan account, that you're logged in to Pocket Lab through the Wesleyan Google link up, and you should be okay then. Oh, and finally, to turn off the Pocket Lamp, a long press should do the trick. Oh, that was too long. Now it's off.